Welcome to Julia's story time, where the deaths are real and the decisions questionable at best. Today we've got 6 actual people who checked out of life in the dumbest, weirdest, most unbelievable ways. Exploding boobs, flaming farts, and a turkey that turned into a missile. Yes, this all really happened. So buckle up, because reality's got darker plot twists than Netflix ever will. Alright, let me introduce you to Amy Davis. 26 years old, living in Houston, working a regular office job, and like a lot of us, she's thinking, maybe if my chest were a little bigger, my problems would be a little smaller. So she finds this sketchy beauty clinic with a limited-time breast augmentation special. It's like Groupon meets surgery. The staff are all, girl, this stuff is top quality. Immediate results. Look at these totally real, definitely not stolen photos of happy customers. Amy's like, cool, sounds legit. No research. No second opinion. Just vibes. She books the surgery. Cut to the operation room. Amy's lying there, half drugged, and realises the doctor's hands are shaking like he just learned about caffeine. But she's under anaesthesia, so she can't scream. Bro, do you even license? The surgery finishes. She wakes up sore. But hey, boobs are looking pretty perky. A few days later, she hops on a plane to go to her friend's wedding. And that's when Mother Nature comes for her. As the plane climbs, the cabin pressure drops, and Amy starts to feel like someone's blowing up balloons in her chest. Pain, pressure, panic. She clutches her chest, sweating, groaning. Everyone around her's like, turbulence? But nope. Boom, her implants explode, not metaphorically. Literally, on the plane, in the sky, in front of everybody. She falls unconscious and is rushed to the hospital after landing. But sadly, she doesn't make it. Turns out the clinic had used bootleg silicone implants. Real implants? Durable. These? Full of holes and trash, like a dollar store beach ball inside your chest. The pressure difference inside the plane made the low-grade implants expand and pop like party favours at the worst baby shower ever. So if a surgery deal looks too good to be true, girl, it might just take you out at 30,000 feet. Meet Oleg Makarenko. He's 21, living in Kiev, and he's not just smart, he's scary smart. Graduated from a top chemistry school at 17. People were calling him the next Marie Curie, but like, with vibes. But then, he goes to a party, tries drugs, gets hooked. And suddenly he's like, why use my chemistry skills for Nobel Prizes when I could open a meth lab in a basement the size of a shoebox? So Oleg sets up a DIY drug lab full of sketchy chemicals. And here's where it gets peak tragic. He's working one day chewing gum to calm his nerves. Why gum? Because apparently a sprinkle of citric acid on gum helps him chill out. Don't ask me, I just report the mess. Except, this day he grabs the wrong bottle. The label is smudged, and instead of citric acid, he picks up red phosphorus. Which is not a fun sour candy. It's a literal explosion hazard. He sprinkles it on his gum, pops it in, starts chewing, and kaboom! His mouth detonates like he just bit into the sun. The pressure in his mouth sets off a chain reaction that blows through his jaw and throat, causes a brain hemorrhage, and drops him right there on the floor. A genius. Brought down by a DIY Sour Patch Kid gone rogue. If there's a cautionary tale here, it's this. Don't do drugs. Don't make your own drugs. And definitely don't season your gum with explosives. Now this one is so dumb, it actually hurts. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's 2015 in Sydney, Australia. There's an underground street racing party. Think Fast and Furious, but with more Red Bull and bad decisions. And here we meet Jack and Lucy, a couple madly in love and even more madly addicted to adrenaline. They're in separate speeding cars, going like 150 kilometers per hour, windows down, wind blasting, chaos everywhere. And they decide, hey, you know what would really prove our love? Let's tongue kiss while our cars are still moving. Romance. But make it reckless. So they both lean out their car windows, mid-race, and start making out. Their tongue piercings clink together cute, right? Wrong. They get stuck, like tangled jewelry, except it's your mouth and your life. They panic, yanking, struggling, but there's no escape. The cars keep speeding. They don't see the massive abandoned bridge pillar ahead. And then, crash. Full impact. The cars crumple. Their heads take the brunt of it and are literally severed from their bodies. It's the most metal yet moronic way two people have ever died mid-kiss. And I've seen Titanic. Let this be a lesson. Tongue rings plus drag racing equals an ending nobody wants to explain to Grandma. Okay, I've said a lot of weird things in my life, but this one, even I had to double-check it wasn't a deleted Grey's Anatomy episode. It's April 15th, 2016. Tokyo. Bright surgical lights. Tense atmosphere. A 30-something woman is having a routine procedure to remove uterine fibroids. Nothing dramatic. Just another Tuesday in the OR. The surgeon pulls out the electrocautery tool, aka a medical lightsaber that cuts and cauterizes at the same time. Everything's going smooth, until the patient lets out a big old fart. Yep, on the table, mid-surgery. No warning, no apologies. Now here's the part they definitely skipped in high school biology. Farts equals methane plus hydrogen plus oxygen equals literal fire fuel. And that electrocautery thing, yeah, it's basically throwing sparks like a backyard grill on the 4th of July. Boom. The fart ignites. A flash fire erupts from under the drape. The room goes full Mission Impossible, nurses freak out. The surgeon probably reconsiders medical school. But the poor patient? She suffers severe burns and doesn't survive. Death by fart. Now you're thinking, okay, that had to be some freak accident, right? Oh no, sweetie. This wasn't just bad luck. It was avoidable. See, surgical guidelines already exist for this exact thing. Doctors are supposed to ask about recent meals, digestive issues, check for gas buildup, and prep patients properly if they're feeling a little bubbly inside. Not to mention, the operating room is supposed to have solid ventilation, like 20 full air swaps an hour. You know, to get the explosive booty air out of the building. So, yeah, maybe someone skipped a few steps on the checklist. Maybe someone thought, what's the worst that could happen? And now we all know, this is the worst. And if you think gas explosions are just a human problem, tell that to Texas, where in 2023, 18,000 cows turned into a steak-scented fireball when methane in a barn ignited from an overheated air filter. And over in Germany, a herd of cows literally farted their way into a barn explosion after their hooves sparked static electricity. Moral of the story? Farts. Hilarious. Until they turn your hospital visit into a Michael Bay movie. Doctors, please, for the love of science, check the gas levels. We're begging you. Cut to Georgia, USA. 2019. Small town, big turkey. 42-year-old Jack is hosting a good old Southern Thanksgiving cookout. He wants the fried turkey experience, the sizzle, the golden skin, the Instagram content. So he grabs a 12-pound frozen turkey. Yeah, frozen solid, like Elsa's emotional trauma, and chucks it into a pot of boiling oil. What happens next? If you said, delicious dinner, you're wrong. What you should have said was, ballistic poultry projectile. The cold turkey hits hot oil, steam builds, pressure explodes. That bird launches like a Thanksgiving torpedo, slamming Jack in the face with enough force to send his nose cartilage into his brain. He dies instantly, killed by his own dinner plans. Suddenly it's not a party, it's a crime scene. The mashed potatoes are crying. The gravy's like, I didn't sign up for this. And if you think that's the only poultry-related fatality, think again. In 2024 South Carolina, a couple is driving to pick up their baby when a wild turkey slams into their windshield. The car crashes. The unbuckled passenger tragically dies. Why? Because turkeys are chaos goblins with wings. So if your Thanksgiving plan involves hot oil or bird-to-windshield contact, maybe just order pizza. Now this one is straight from the I saw it on a forum and thought it was a good idea. Hall of Fame. Meet Tom, United Kingdom. 35 years old, he's got a bit of a belly, doesn't want to pay for lipo. But lucky him, he finds a post online that says, hey, try DIY liposuction with your household vacuum cleaner. It's like surgery but sadder. And Tom says, sounds legit. He locks himself in the bathroom, stares in the mirror, hypes himself up, grabs the vacuum, presses it to his belly, turns it on. At first, it just hurts. Then, it really hurts. Then, his intestines are like, time to go! The vacuum sucks so hard it tears through his skin, his abdominal wall, and starts pulling out organs, like actual guts. Tom panics, can't shut it off, collapses, bleeds out. By the time family breaks down the door, he's gone. Death by Dyson, tragic and incredibly avoidable. And here's the real kicker. Even professional liposuction is risky. In 2019, over 490,000 procedures were done in the US, and about 9 in every 100,000 ended in death. Not from vacuums, from actual trained professionals. Brazilian model Luana Andrade died in surgery due to a massive blood clot. Beatrice Sills from Montana went to Colombia for a $4,200 budget lipo, got flesh-eating bacteria instead, needed 7 surgeries, ended up scarred for life. The doctor, poof, gone, like he was never there. 34 lawsuits left in his wake. So yeah, next time you think about body sculpting with a vacuum, just wear a hoodie, it's safer. And there you have it. 6 very real people who somehow turned daily life into a Final Destination reboot. Honestly, it's impressive. Which one made you say, no way, that cannot be real? Tell me in the comments, which story left you most speechless? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back next time for more true stories that prove reality has zero chill.